In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the rear knuckle control arm bushing on your Kia Sorento. Located behind the rear wheels, let's get started. Using a 21mm socket, we're going to remove the lug nuts. Remove the tire. And just a quick disclaimer before we go ahead and proceed with our repair. We want to make sure we put some pressure on the lower control arm because the spring is going to want to spring out. So in this case, I'm going to be using a screw jack, and we're just going to keep, like I said, you don't want to put more pressure up. You just want to hold it in place. Like so. This is to avoid having all the tension come out at once when we remove the bolts. And because we're going to be working on the control arm, the vehicle is going to need an alignment afterwards. So just keep that in mind. So we need the lower control arm to pivot. We need it going this way. And for that, we need to loose this bolt right here, which is used for the alignment. Using a 22mm wrench and a 22mm socket, we're going to go ahead and just get it loose. We're going to come on one side, we're going to loosen up the nut. Do not take this bolt completely out, just get it loose. After you back out the nut a little bit, make sure that the bolt moves freely from the bushing. And in this case it does, so we can move on to the rest. Next up, we're going to go ahead and unbolt the link from the bottom. Using an 18mm socket, go ahead and take it off. Take the knot off and just make sure that the link moves freely like that. Next up, we're going to be removing this bolt. On one side, we're going to have a 19mm nut. Go ahead and use a wrench to just hold it in place. And on the other side, we're going to use a 19mm socket to remove the bolt. Go ahead and remove the nut. And I'll take the bolt completely out. Now we're going to go ahead and remove this bolt using a 19mm wrench on the nut side and a 19mm socket on the other. Go ahead and take it out. And now we're going to go ahead and lower the screw jack slowly so we can get to our bushing. Now that we can access our bushing, we're going to go ahead and set up a bushing removal tool. In this case, I'm going to be using a 22mm socket with a specialty ball joint removal tool. Now we're going to go ahead and remove it. And here's the old one. Before we go ahead and install the new bushing, we want to clean the surface. So I'm going to be using brake parts cleaner and a rag to clean it all up. Go ahead and spray some. Wipe it off. And depending in some cases, you might have a lot of rust buildup. You want to use a light sandpaper to just go over the surface. In this case, this looks pretty good, so we're going to go ahead and install the new one. One thing I like to do is I like to put a little bit of silicone paste just on the surface to help it slide in. So go ahead and do that. If you have any lubricant or grease will help, just go around the whole area. And this is going to help push in. So go ahead and line it up. And now we're going to set up our tool to install it. To help the new bushing lined up, I'm going to go ahead and use part of the tool to push it. I'm going to go ahead and use part of the tool. I'm going to line it up and I'm going to tap it with a hammer just to help me guide it in. You want to get it as straight as possible before we go ahead and install the tool. Now we can go ahead and align our tool. Now we're gonna go ahead and tighten this, which is gonna cause the bushing to push in. One thing to keep in mind when you are doing this, go ahead and go slow. Make sure that the bushing is straight. If it starts going a little bit crooked, go ahead and take the tool out, fix it, and then do it again. So just when you tighten this, just keep an eye on the bushing. Like I said, make sure that it's going straight. And all we need is the lip for the bushing to line up with the knuckle. Do not go too far. And this is the lip that I was mentioning. You want this to be flush with the part. You do not want to go in too far because it won't be center. Now we can go ahead and raise our screw jack to line up with these holes. As you go up, you want to start lining it up with the knuckle. We're gonna start by lining up this hole, and after we're gonna line this one up. So go ahead and bring it up. And now we're gonna install our bolt. Install the nut. Now we're gonna go ahead and align this hole for the strut. You might have to go up or down as needed. Once you have it lined up, install the bolt. Now go ahead and install the nut. Now we're gonna install the nut that goes to the link. Go ahead and start it. Now we're gonna go ahead and get everything snug. Now we're gonna torque everything up. Before we go ahead and torque everything, we want to put our screw jack back up. We want to put some pressure on the suspension to imitate as the vehicle was on the ground. So go ahead and put some pressure on the suspension. Like I mentioned, this is gonna imitate the vehicle being on the ground, and now we can torque it down. We're gonna start by torquing down our link to 87 foot-pounds. Now we're gonna torque a strut bolt to 115 foot-pounds. Holding the nut from the back with a 19mm wrench, go ahead and get it torqued. Next up, we're gonna do the knuckle bolt, and we're gonna be going to 115 foot-pounds. Holding the nut with a 19mm wrench on one side, go ahead and get the bolt torqued to spec. Next up, we're gonna go ahead and torque down our camber bolt adjustment. Holding it on one side with a wrench, you wanna go ahead and torque down the nut to 115 foot-pounds. Now we can go ahead and remove the screw jack. Go ahead and install your tire and torque them to a specification. Just keep in mind the vehicle will need to go back to a shop to get professionally aligned. Install the tire by lining up the holes and start the lug nuts by hand. Get them snug. With the vehicle on the ground, we're gonna go ahead and torque our wheel to 79.6 foot-pounds. And for that, we wanna make sure we do a star pattern.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.